All right. Welcome to round 2 of RIDC 2016. Government, we have Royal Ashburn, opposition is TTDI, Pakalolo. What is demotion?
This House would mandate vaccinations for all children, regardless of the religious, cultural, or personal beliefs of the child or their parent.
Mandate vaccinations, regardless of, their religion.
This House would mandate vaccination for all children, the religious, cultural, or personal beliefs of the child.
The motion, right? The Prime Minister. Oh, wait.
Woo!
Okay, do it, Michelle.
Okay, guys, on the glass.
Prevention is better than cure, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let's look at the problem of the status quo. Today, we can see HPV. People get this, they can actually be prevented vaccinations, and they fully stand by the motion which would mandate vaccinations for all children of the religion or their parents. Why? Simply because the government teams want these chronic diseases to be prevented and the country's health rate to increase, so that we will have kids growing up healthy, ladies and gentlemen. The government team defined vaccination as a form of preventive measure before actually getting the disease, and mandate as obligatory. So today, in the status quo, parents are actually being ignorant, ladies and gentlemen. They do not allow their child to take vaccinations just because of their so-called beliefs. And what happens? A lot of children are getting these chronic diseases, and it leads to a poor condition of the health. If they survive or not, they just die, ladies and gentlemen. And today, what is this debate about? It is whether it is a must or not to mandate these vaccinations for all children. And today, the team who can provide most benefits to the child wins the debate. So we'll have this, our mechanism is that we will have these vaccinations at certain ages where we deem like they are required. For example, BCG, we get one when they are a baby, and we also have regular checkups to ensure that the kids actually got their vaccinations. And it can only be done by licensed doctors or nurses, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll also have a follow-up process so that the opposition might come out and say the vaccinations will last long. But for example, like BCG, will have one when they are a baby, we'll have one when they are in standard 1, and we'll have one when they are in Form 1. So that the vaccinations will always be there, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll also have a screening process to make sure all the vaccines are safe, and it will be only done by authorized personnel, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to my first point. We of the government team want to see a better healthcare in the status quo, in today's situation, ladies and gentlemen. So what does vaccinations actually do? It actually increases our body immune system, ladies and gentlemen. Our bodies are actually not only prone to the diseases that are actually given vaccine, but diseases that are alike as well, ladies and gentlemen. It makes our body more and more stronger, ladies and gentlemen. And in this modern era, we have the technology to actually provide better healthcare and give these kids that we not want to do. The religions are set like 1,000 years ago. The religious books are set like 1,000 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. So we are evolving day by day. Why would you still want to base your beliefs on something that's set so long ago? Why don't you keep up with the modern era and just go for something better? And I believe that religions or cultural beliefs or whatever, they always ask you to do good. They always want you to be a good person or for you to lead a better or healthier lifestyle. So if vaccines can actually help us live a good lifestyle, so why not? Why not actually take these vaccines? Why not actually make it an obligation for all the kids to actually take in these vaccines? Because we can prevent a lot of chronic diseases. And we don't want our kids to lead suffering lifestyle and look at other kids when they're playing happily outside and they can only stay in the hospital bed or something like that. We want them to live a healthy lifestyle and after that, contribute back to society. So, and with that, I would like to once again reaffirm our stand that we of the government team wholeheartedly agree with the motion today that is this House would mandate vaccinations for all children regardless of the religious, cultural or personal beliefs of the child or their parent, simply because a lot of chronic diseases will be prevented and the country's health rate will increase. And with that, I thank you.
Okay, let me just get straight to the point. Okay, yes, I do agree with everything. It is right? Okay, I do agree with everything. Yes, it is healthy. It makes much more stronger. But then we still have the beliefs, even though it's 1,000 years ago whatsoever. But still have to respect them because they believe in the afterlife. The afterlife is like a good place, much better than this world. So if they want to believe, they want to die now, but go into a better afterlife. So it's just up to them, really. So respecting the Discord is since it is very good, it strengthens up our immunity system. But you would really encourage parents to take vaccines, but do not make it mandatory because some of them are just really paranoid or whatsoever. So we just need to, if they want to, just take it. If you don't want to, just go off, really. Just jump off a building or something. I don't really care. So that's about it. As for my alternative, I would like to offer, give them cash, Everybody feels more comfortable if you buy something that you know. Is that correct, right? So, if we are forced, we don't feel comfortable, really. We want something we want to buy ourselves. So if the government give us cash, this example, one disease, let me just say, chicken pox, really. I used to have chicken pox. It's a very interesting one. So if I could get the vaccine, which I did not get, or my mother just buy a cream, it goes away. I don't have one really now. You can't see the scars at all. So some people, they feel more comfortable if they buy their own thing. So I would recommend as an alternative. Yeah.
What if there's a chronic disease that you can't cure other than vaccinations? What will you do? Will you still invest a lot of money in it?
Oh, if they have chronic disease, cannot cure. Well, I don't really care. So if it's chronic disease, what? Wait, can you give me one example of one? Really? One example of chronic diseases?
Smallpox.
Smallpox, yeah. Smallpox, like the 1800s, smallpox was the big thing, right? The Red Plague and all that crap. So, excuse my language, sorry. It was a big thing, everyone was dying, so vaccine, yeah, it saved life. But in terms of small things, you don't really need to matter because as what she said earlier, we evolve. So our medicines also evolve, so it doesn't really have to go through vaccination. Yes, another one.
Do you know that vaccinations are a form of medicine?
Oh yeah. Now that I realize after I talk a few seconds just now, I just realized it is a form of medicine. But you know the one I'm gonna say, some people like it free, some people like to buy what they're comfortable with.
Sir,
Yeah.
but through vaccinations, those people don't have to go through the pain and suffer. But in your case, they only use medicine after they have already gone through the pain and suffer, which is unbearable, sir.
Oh, okay. I like this one. So, all right, we're gonna see some. I'm just gonna be slightly sidetracked here. We see some religions that prefer that suffering is a good thing, really. Same, since Islam. Anybody?
Sir,
Yeah.
which religion condones suffering?
Under one sect, this is unbelievable. This is a 101 fact, really. Under one sect, under Christianity, the Corinthian side, third school, if I'm not mistaken, they prefer suffering is a good thing. They prefer if you get suffered, one prophet loves you or something. I don't really know, really. But they believe that. So if they want to suffer, just go suffer. You think that's going to cure your afterlife, really? So yeah, it's just really that. Yeah, that's about it, really. Now to deputy of the government side. Please go on. I would like to jump off the bridge. It's time to stop.
Alright, thank you, Leader of Opposition. Goodbye, the Deputy Prime Minister.
Just imagine the opposition side has a brother or a sister who is going through some sort of disease which can be cured by vaccination. Would you, opposition side, still would like to oppose the government who want to mandate these vaccinations for all children? Now, my first speaker has said that vaccination is a preventive measure and is also done by licensed doctors. How is this bad actually in this world? Because if the licensed doctor, and because it is a prevention measure, this way will actually improve the image of society to the entire world, because then that means that this way of life that we have of giving vaccinations to the public is better, because it will improve the person's state of health. Now, the leader of opposition came here and said that humans and medicines evolve in time, so we don't need to take vaccinations. But it's true that humans do evolve and medicines do, but it's not like in a period of 50 years humans can evolve to actually take something such as cancer. You can't really evolve. No known species in this world can actually evolve that fast. And also, he came up. The leader of opposition came up here and said that suffering is good. For human, not good, because you're letting that person go through pain, and as the word is, you're letting him go into a suffering state. Now, on to my first point, which is, if you give vaccination, it's going to be a better lifestyle altogether. I can explain this in 3 ways. Because in the beginning of all religions, there were no vaccinations. Vaccinations did not exist at that period of time. And because vaccinations did not exist at that time, and because people are still studying all these religious rules and the religious books such as the Quran, people are finding more and more reasons that sometimes modern medicine, or even just having medicine, in fact, is okay in the afterlife. Because if we think with an open mind, our religion, no matter who we are, believes that if it can help us, it is good for us. But it has to be a good thing for us to begin with. And also, it is, and also, if we do not give these vaccinations, the parents of this child would have to invest a lot of money, because sometimes these chronic diseases, such as smallpox, can get so bad until you will have to pay for probably even a hospital room or these expensive medicine to 1,000 ringgit. That is actually a fact, which is the normal price nowadays. Now to my second point, which is this will actually improve the productivity of the country. Now, if this actually, because vaccinations will strengthen the immune system of the person, such as my first speaker has said, doesn't that mean that vaccinations itself, because it is a medicine, it can help people to a better lifestyle? Because if you have a person who suffers from, again, smallpox, sometimes you cannot go out because that disease might spread. And because of this disease, he or she will not be able to contribute to society. And because he or she cannot contribute to society, how would they actually improve productivity in society? Now, before I take my seat, I would like to reaffirm our stand as the government team, which is we agree with the motion, which is this House will mandate vaccinations for all children, regardless of the religions, cultural, and personal beliefs of the child or their parents. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Deputy Prime Minister. I'll give back Deputy.
Hey, morning. First of all, I would like to point out that my leader of opposition never actually said that vaccine was bad. He actually said that it was good, and he never said that you cannot take it. He just said that you can take it if you want. Okay, I would like to go a little sidetrack, just a little bit, and just go to some history when the English was fighting the French. The English would poison some wells that the French were drinking from, and the French would just die. And the same thing could happen to us. Like, for example, some elite people of the world, they want 70% of the population of Malaysia to just die. So they can just put something in the vaccine and just tell the doctors it's fine. They can take the vaccine, it's fine, we checked it, done. And the doctors would just sometimes just agree, and yeah, we would just die. And you also said that people who take vaccines have a healthier lifetime. Yeah.
Which one?
Who wants to ask first?
Sir, why would you, as a Malay leader, want to poison your own Malay people? Isn't that ridiculous?
No, I mean, as in like other people from other countries. It's like biological warfare. Okay, first of all, the Amish people, they live without technology. They believe that technology is some kind of menace. They don't need it. They leave it. They live their lives. Yeah?
Do you know that the screening process is done by a lot of people out there, authorized personnel? So it's not that easy to just put a poison in the vaccine, sir.
It's true. It's not that easy to put a vaccine, but the elite people, they have the resources. They have the people to do so. They have that kind of ways. The Amish people have been living without technology, without advanced technology, without vaccines, without any kinds of advanced medicine, and they're living just fine. They don't have AIDS, they don't have HIV, they don't have chicken pox, they're fine because they take care of their personal lifestyle. Second of all, if that person doesn't want to take vaccine because of their religious beliefs, or they just don't want it because they just want to suffer, that's just how they want to live. We cannot interfere with their private life.
Okay, sir. If there is a person who takes drugs which are illegal, would you condone it?
That's another thing. Drugs are another thing. You're not supposed to take drugs. Okay? Because
Sir,
drugs, you can, yeah?
but basing on your point, like since the person just wants to suffer, he wants to take drugs, so who are we to interfere with them, right?
Yeah, they can take drugs. So they can take drugs, just don't let anyone see them. Otherwise, then they just be arrested and they just get hanged. Alright. The private lifestyle of other people's lives. If they don't want to take vaccine, we don't have the right. We don't have the ability to interfere with them. It's their life. If they want to die really, we can't do anything about it. Like, the government wants to interfere with one guy's life. It's just violating, you know, what humans are. It's like, if it's their life. You can't just tell, oh, you know, you're fat, you can't eat any more hash browns in the morning. It's his life, you know. Yeah, that's all my points for today.
Alright, thank you, Deputy Opposition Leader by Government.
Yeah, you need to do this one.
Just like in our country, they are a superior side which does not care about its own people and cares more about themselves, actually. For today's debate, what is the criteria that we are going to pose that we will win this debate outside government? Today's debate, it boils down to will children be able to benefit from this? Now, there are a few clashes in today's debate. First, they pointed out that we should give them a choice, but they are principally against their own principle when we POI them that if we give them drugs, if we give a random person drugs, would it be okay? In the beginning, they say we are just going to leave them live their own life. But when we POI them, they were uncertain and they say it's okay, but you can just go at the back alley and just take drugs. If that's the case, then everybody will be taking drugs at the back alley, wouldn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, that's a ridiculous point. And they wouldn't care. Even the first speaker said, if they jump out of the building, just let them live. They are a government they are a side which does not care about its own people, where we beg to differ. We want to care about these people, and we will, ladies and gentlemen. First, they have pointed out that we are gonna give them money, and it's okay that this money they use for which are incurable, but we'll be able to prevent it through vaccinations. They have not bring that down yet in today's debate. And they have also pointed out that that this money, if we give them a choice, they have if they give them a choice, then the productivity level of the country will eventually decrease, ladies and gentlemen. People will just not bother her, and at the end of the day, not just take this. When we outside government, we don't want to see this suffering from them. At the end of the day, when they end up in a hospital bed, when they could have already been prevented just by a single jab in the hand, when today they would have their parents grieving over them, have to pay money for them in order for these people to be okay. And that's why you should believe what side government is fighting for today. We, regardless of religious belief, we should follow and go through vaccinations. Why? Because vaccinations help us. And we can't solely base a book that is 1,000 years ago when vaccinations don't exist. During their age, ladies and gentlemen, it is the age where people inject themselves with unformulated medicine and vaccinations. But in today's case, medicine has already evolved. Yes, we do concede to that fact. Medicine has already evolved to a point where we can prevent this, and we believe prevention is better than cure. We don't think suffering is a good thing, and we don't think suffering suffer. No, it's not okay when we could have not made them suffer. We could live a better lifestyle ladies and gentlemen, by just a simple vaccination. You wouldn't have to go through ends, days and nights living in a hospital bed, looking at the skies, when we could already just go out there and just have fun and increase the productivity of the country. And they have also touched on biological warfare. Haha, that does not happen. We already have a point where we have screenings to make sure that these vaccines are okay for people to use. We have the WHO, the World Health Organization, to look into it, ladies and gentlemen. And we will make sure that it does not harm the people. And at the end, if we don't, at the end of the day, what side government wants to achieve from this is we just want the children to improve, and we want a better society when they do not prove anything. They just give them, if they want to die, just leave them to die. That's their whole main argument. And that's why I here stand as the third speaker, believe that today, side government should take the debate.
Right, thank you, government.
Okay. I would like to state one point. If the government wants to mandatory vaccinations, right? Some people can't take vaccinations because some people are allergic to it. Some people, their bodies cannot accept it. If they take vaccinations, they may even get a new disease, a disease where it's much more horrible. And it's their parents' choice. I know if you get the disease, you're gonna be in the hospital for maybe their parents' choice to do that. If the parents smart, yeah, they will get their children vaccinated. If the parents not smart, yeah, they're gonna be in the hospital for a long time. And we shouldn't mandatory vaccinations because citizens has the right. It's free. It's freedom. It's called freedom. They have the right to choose to vaccinate or not to vaccinate. Some people don't believe in vaccinations.
Why, ma'am?
No, not right now. Thank you. What my first speaker said, respect their beliefs. Without beliefs, where would we be right now? We should. Yeah, I would think the world would be chaotic right now if there wasn't any beliefs. And what my second speaker said, certain people would have put in bacteria or even viruses inside the vaccines. People are greedy.
Ma'am.
No, thank you. People are greedy in the world. Everybody's got greed, a little bit of greed in them. So,
Point.
no. They will put in bacteria in vaccines so that they get the they will get the disease, and then they will go to the hospital, pay more money, pay more cash to.
Ma'am.
Oh, okay. Sorry, again.
In vaccinations, you just put a small amount of bacteria, so that your white blood cells can attack it and build stronger white blood cells, which improve your immunity system. Please clarify that.
What if they put more than? What if?
Why, ma'am? We already have a proper screening system. I believe that all my speakers have said it a lot and a lot of times. I don't know why the opposition team is so.
One point I would like to say, it is true, vaccination does save lives, but we should not make it mandatory because some people can't take it, some people don't like it, some people don't even believe in it. Vaccines sometimes don't always work. It's not like a 100% sure that they will always work. And I believe that's all I have to say.
Alright, thank you. Officer. I'm glad the opposition is nice.
Okay. With the replies, well, I have to summarize all the one on my team. He said biological warfare. I said I want to jump off a cliff, and then she said something very, very important. I didn't get it. Okay. He more or less, I was enlightened when he said biological warfare. I was like, yeah, it might happen. It might happen. I was like, yeah, like vaccines are like very good, but how do we know they're very good? Unless you're a scientist that make vaccines, then please explain the ingredients, because I really want to know. But even if you do tell me, I don't get what are the ingredients. So I still have to study what the ingredients are. Yeah. If I want, okay. So my reply is, oh yeah, you said earlier, I do remember. You said I like suffering. I halfly like suffering because sometimes I don't like to go to school. So I prefer suffering than going to school. And you said earlier that. What did you say earlier? Sorry, I just forgot. And he said earlier as well, he doesn't really have to give the example of the English poisoning the French. He can just give an example of what we have now, the evolution of man. Back then, just look at all the people. Since when we got vaccines, and unless you're talking the drug called God's eyes, and maybe that's a vaccine, I don't know, it just drugs you. Well, back then we have no vaccines, but we're still here, aren't we? Yeah. More or less, that's my whole summary. Because sorry, I can't remember. It's too complex for me. If I did really listen to you, I would have migraine. Okay, that's enough. Okay.
Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, if today you want to leave the country where the government lets you suffer, lets you go and die, lets you jump off the building, go with side opposition. Yeah, but if you want a country, if you want a government that actually side government. Okay, so I'd like to summarize today's debate. Side opposition came up here and just basically what they are talking about is that life is not important, you should just let the people suffer. And yeah, religions, at one point they even say that religions condone suffering. So yeah, but what we are trying to tell you is that we want people to live a better lifestyle. We don't want to see people suffering. Look at Africa, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what the children there are undergoing, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want stuff like that to happen in our country, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why the government team wants to mandate vaccination here, ladies and gentlemen. And today we gave you 3 points, which is so that to promote, we'll have a better healthcare in the country, we'll have a better lifestyle for the people, and it improves the productivity of the country. The opposition team are saying, let's give the people their choice. We should just let them choose what they want. But if a person's choice actually harms the entire country's productivity, then no, the government team doesn't want that to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Because if everyone chooses not to take these vaccines, then eventually people will die and our country wouldn't have enough citizens to carry out with the productivity of the country, ladies and gentlemen. And we also, about better lifestyle, we believe that prevention is better than cure, and you only have to insert a little bit of vaccines in these kids, and their life after that will be happy and healthy, ladies and gentlemen. If they acquire this chronic diseases, ladies and gentlemen. So today I believe that everyone here can see that who actually benefit the kids more. Yeah, because that is what boils down to the winning point of today's debate. And with that, yeah, good government.
All right, thank you all debaters. You may cross floor, shake hands, and